Ja.
Sorry, du musst wahrscheinlich kein damit.
Auf jeden Fall.
Wir fangen mit dem Video vom Junior an. Wir fangen damit jetzt an, weil wenn die Leute dann beim Video reinkommen.
Ja.
Hello everyone of you. So I welcome everyone who made it back by now. Thank you very much. I'm sure some other people will join us in a moment, but they need to see that the work is already starting, so they will hurry a little bit. So we will start this afternoon, after lunch session. For now, with the topic number 5, which is refusing to kill and engage in armed conflict, the right to conscientious objection. And this is also a topic that has been a friend of IFOR for a very long time. We in the Austrian branch, for instance, were part of the campaign to get alternative service to military service recognized, and a lot of other branches did similar things in their countries, and a lot of branches and our office in Geneva, hi Sayera, are working very much on this important topic of conscientious objection. So we are starting with a short video message from Junior Sika. He is a former child soldier from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and he has written a book about his experiences as a child soldier. And he's the founder of an organization helping those who experience similar things. The organization is Pied pour l'Enfant.
What?
Wir brauchen eine Übersetzung. Sorry, I forgot to page to translate. Just give me a second. I found some room in French. We are
Speaking woman.
Thank you. So we will show the video. we will show the video, and then there will be a summary of what has been said.
Sorry, I'm just getting mixed up here.
So once again, hello to Julia. He's for those who just joined us, he's a former child soldier from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and he has now an organization that works with former child soldiers to help them reintegrate into society, and he sent us this question.
Should I?
Wait a moment.
Okay.
Ja, das war meine Frage, genau.
Genau.
Du sagst einfach Stopp, oder?
Ja. Okay, ich gebe dir ein Zeichen.
Ja.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm really happy to be here with you because after this long period of the pandemic, I wasn't in touch. So here I am. I am right now in Canada. I want to thank IFOR, but I also want to greet all the participants, and especially Saira, who is our secretary. I'm really grateful, and then we'll see what is grateful. Yeah. I didn't get the last thing, so I'm really touched that with all its activities, IFOR always thinks of me. I want to present myself. I'm an ex-child soldier. What I want to do in this video is to clarify the importance of non-violence. And I also want to show you how much these children suffer and are traumatized by being associated to war. But my other intention is that my contribution helps that international bodies find good solutions to stop violence, and that international institutions who work for peace can go beyond what they are already doing. And the rest, I can't read my handwriting anymore. I didn't understand the last thing.
Yeah.
Some of you may know me, and for them it will be a repetition of what I'm saying, but a repetition can also serve something. So I was kidnapped in the east of the DRC when I was 12 years old and when I was attending school. I was kidnapped by, he said the name of the army captain, but I didn't get it. And I was really used for the cannons. The cannons pointed at me. It was really difficult to live through this reality. We really were children, and they told us to destroy houses, water reserves, and they taught us to kill against our own will. Oh.
Yeah.
At the end, when you have come to this period as a child, this is really throwing you into a dilemma. No. Hard to take conscience of what we have lived, and it is hard to face it. It is hard then to choose a path of nonviolence, whilst others of our other child soldiers have chosen to stay in the army to protect themselves.
C'est fait l'action d'avoir utilisé des enfants dans les conflits armés. Mais je pense que IFOR ou la société civile ou des personnes qui travaillent sur la non-violence, nous devions beaucoup plus mettre l'accent sur la démocratie et aussi faire des dialogues avec des entreprises des entreprises, je dirais, des multinationaux qui utilisent de minerais. Parce que le contexte des recrutements des enfants soldats, ça dépend.
I think we really need to start to concentrate on the causes of child soldiers being recruited. For a long time, we have just condemned the fact that they exist. But I think with organizations of the civil society and IFOR, we really need to insist on democracy, the dialogue with enterprises and the multinational enterprises.
De l'intérêt géopolitique de chaque pays. Je vais prendre le cas de la République démocratique du Congo. À cause de minerais, qui fait qu'on puisse avoir des mutineries ou des groupes armés. Mais aussi, le Congo, c'est un pays qui égorge beaucoup de minerais, beaucoup de ressources minérales. Malheureusement, il n'y a pas un bon climat d'affaires. Alors, nous, les personnes ou les organisations de la non-violence, nous devions travailler pour envoyer le courrier ou dialoguer avec les responsables politiques. D'abord, qu'ils commencent à mettre les climats d'affaires, qu'ils commencent à arranger des climats d'affaires, qu'ils commencent à mettre des bons climats d'affaires sur terrain. Les gens qui veulent exploiter les minéraux, qui ne trouvent pas les difficultés pour avoir des contrats d'exploitation ou des permis d'exploitation dans des zones minières.
I said the real root cause
Trouve le pouvoir par des urnes et non par des armes. Si nous travaillons sur ça, et
it is a question of contracts for those who exploit the mines, and these contracts would already be a step forward. But it's also a question of elections, so that everybody who wants to stand for an election can do so.
Au-delà de ça, exhorter aussi les politiciens internationaux ou les pays en vieille démocratie qui ont un peu, qui ont un peu le droit de veto sur certains domaines dans le monde, qu'ils puissent aussi sanctionner des multinationaux qui exploitent les minéraux d'une manière illégale. Donc, ils mettent un peu comme des patrouilles ou
But it is also a question to be raised towards the politicians from the international community. Within these people who are on their journey towards democracy, so that they themselves sanction multinational firms who exploit in bad conditions and going beyond what the law allows them to do.
Qu'ils mettent un peu des institutions qui vont faire des patrouilles pour contrôler comment est-ce que les institutions, comment les sociétés font pour utiliser les minéraux dans des pays où il y a des conflits, même dans les pays où il n'y a pas de conflits. Je pense que si nous faisons ça, interpeller ou conscientiser les multinationaux, conscientiser les autorités politiques des pays de vieille démocratie, aussi interpeller ou conscientiser les autorités politiques dans des pays là où on recrute des enfants soldats qu'ils changent qu'ils changent un peu les systèmes politiques, qu'ils facilitent les bons climats d'affaires, qu'ils facilitent aussi les climats démocratiques. Ça sera un pas.
And then these countries need to look into how institutions and societies use countries for conflict. And even the countries where there's no conflict, they should do so in order to in order to demand political authorities to create a climate of democracy.
Un pas à l'avant et un pas à la non-violence. Encore une fois de plus, merci pour l'intérêt que vous avez accordé à me suivre pendant ces moments. Je suis très reconnaissant pour votre travail et je suis très fier d'appartenir comme le partenaire de IFOR. Et je suis reconnaissant au nom de tous les anciens enfants soldats, mais aussi au nom de tous les enfants qui tombent dans les champs de bataille ou qui souffrent de la violence.
Thank you again for following me. I'm proud to be part of your assembly. And I say that also on behalf of those ex-child soldiers.
Et vous transmets nos sincères remerciements et nous resterons toujours à vos côtés pour accompagner vos efforts, nos efforts, pour que le monde parle de zéro enfant dans les conflits armés, pour que le monde parle de zéro conflit, que ce soit armé ou ethnique, et pour qu'on parle de la paix absolue partout dans le monde. Merci, merci beaucoup pour votre participation et merci pour la non-violence. Je vous remercie.
Now, my sincere thanks. I want to tell you that I will always be with you to share the efforts in our struggle for children living in armed conflict, be it ethnic or other, and in your struggle for peace in the world. Thank you for your participation and thank you for your non-violence.
Thank you for this great round of applause that I'm sure Junior heard all the way in Canada. The next speaker I'd like to introduce is our very own Zaira Sarafana from Italy. She is the main representative. At the UN in Geneva and is also coordinating the live on Zoom. So it's not a video. She will know if you listen.
Hi to everyone. I'm very glad to be able to share a little bit with you. And I'm very sorry I cannot be with all of you in person in JUBA. And I would like to thank, first of all, Junior for sharing his personal experience. And it's interesting, I guess, you may ask, why did we include his testimony in this thematic session? And this because we are talking about war, we are talking about violence, we are talking about guns. We are talking about everything which is contrary to a culture of peace. Something that Junior mentioned in his testimony is the path of nonviolence versus the path of violence. And then at some other point, he mentioned the word conscience. So we will focus a little bit more about these two concepts, conscience and the path to nonviolence. And I'm also glad that you're here with us and our friends also from South Korea. They will explain a little bit more about specific cases of how people are trying to resist violence and thus resist the system of war in different places. I would like to share a little bit more about conscience. We mentioned also in the title of this thematic session, conscientious objection. This means that each individual is entitled to develop its own conscience, and it should not be forced to go against its own conscience. One of the choice that an individual can make is to refuse to kill. And refusing to kill, it's a right. It's a human right. It's not something that we do say in IFOR. It's something which has been globally agreed on. It's a human right. And it is called the right to conscientious objection to military service. It's the right for anyone, men, women, young person, old person, someone who never experienced militarism, someone who did experience militarism, to object, to refuse, to learn to kill, and to be called to kill. The right to conscientious objection to military service is inherent to the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. International standards explains that grounds of conscience cannot be questioned. This is why many persons around the world who decide to refuse to kill are also persecuted and discriminated. In many systems, in many states, this right is not legally recognized. In some others, it is, but still there are experiences where these objectors are discriminated and they are punished. This because the right to refuse to kill, the right to conscientious objection, sometimes it is not welcome. There are cultural barriers, social stigma on people who refuse to war. This because it is linked to the concept of militarized security. This is another interesting concept, but I would like to go back to what Junior shared with all of us. He was forced to bear a weapon. So weapons and disarmament is also linked to this issue. We are now guests in the African continent, a continent who is suffering and has suffered in the past armed conflicts. We heard about armed groups, militias, rebels. This is all part of the system of violence. We do